As we know about Bellarmine, I mean, obviously this is a program that was just in D1 last year for the first year, and made some pretty good strides last year, and they played a pretty good schedule so far this year. So, what have you guys seen on them?
Well, they got some older guys, so you know that they're gonna know how to play. They move well without the ball. That's one thing they do. They have a pass first offense. They get into their little motion sets, and they really get to moving and cutting, and that can wear a lot of teams down. So we can't take anyone lightly. Again, we're not good enough to just take anyone lightly. You can be beaten on any given day. So yeah, it's gonna be a good team we face.
They're kind of unconventional, aren't
Yeah, with especially with now basketball these ages, you don't really see too many teams just pass, pass, pass. They really wait for their opportunities. They do a really good job of cutting without the ball. The way we play our defense, we're up the line, in the lane, so we're expecting to see a lot of back cuts and a lot of back screens. So yeah, they play a little different than a lot of most teams. They know they don't have a lot of ISO game, a little isolation game for with their players, but they know how to play with their players that they have.
As you were kind of talking about it after the game the other day, as far as there's been a lot of upsets across the country, and anyone can get beat on any given night. Um, Obviously, a game like this, it's going to be the underdog looking to knock you guys off. But in a broader scale, when you see all these top teams are losing, does that kind of give you guys a notion that this is really a wide open season, that anyone can make a run at the right time and can go after this thing this year?
Well, I feel like every year is almost like that. Uh, you can have a great regular season, but the only thing that really matters is the tournaments. The only thing that really matters is the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament. So you see teams that you can lose to a 16 seed. It happened before. So you really just can't take no team lightly at all, especially this year.
Are you surprised, like, Kansas went down? I mean, Gonzaga lost the other day, and obviously to another top five team, but, some of these big names have already fallen. Does that surprise you guys at all? Or?
Well, I think with the little free extra year for COVID, a lot of teams got extra players back, which means older groups. So teams know that's the extra year that teams have to play with each other. So teams are jailed more, so they know the offense. And again, older guys, you really can't take teams lightly with guys like that. They just know how to play the game.
Just kind of assess individually through 6 games how you feel like you're playing. Some areas obviously scoring the ball pretty well, but what are you looking to kind of improve upon through what you've done thus far?
Well, I was looking at shot selection, and I was looking at just trying to get my teammates involved more early into the game, so they get going. Then I can find myself getting going later on during the game. But yeah, it was shot selection for me. I think I can help rebound a little more than what I'm doing now. I think I can get that up, assist turnover ratio a little bit. But I think I'm playing well again. But it was just I was looking at shot selection.
you talking about older guys. Do you feel like an older guy? I mean, do you feel different
Uh, yeah, I feel like a older guy in the sense of me having the oldest class that's here. Me, JB, Gabe, Sean. We're the oldest class here. So we're the vets here. Even JB, even though he's a youngin.
How are you handling teams trying to take you away?
Well, they try to do that junior college too. So you gotta just kind of adapt around that. Going into this year, I already kind of knew who they was gonna key in on other teams. So you just kind of prepare yourself for that. I just kind of gave myself a mental note that teams are gonna do that. And again, it's just like my sophomore year in junior college, to where teams try to take you away, but good players always find a way out of that.
How do you keep from getting frustrated?
Just play your game. Teams are gonna try to do a lot to try to get you rattled or whatever, but as long as you do what you do, they really just can't do anything about it.
I'm guessing, too, the more you score, the more people are going to try to play physical to you, right?
Yeah, a lot of people try to play physical with me, but I'm a physical guard just because I'm not like 205 pounds or whatever. I'm still a physical guard. The teams know what I like to do, so now they're starting to double team me in the post a little bit. They put a lot of they try to put bigger guards on me, but they often switch a lot. So when I do end up with a little guard, they often double. But no, it's just playing. If I get doubled, find teammates, they make open shots. That's good for us. I'm trying to do everything I can to get my teammates involved more.
Taz, you and Sean obviously kind of came up through the junior college ranks, and you've got a chance to get to know him over the last few years. And he obviously had started at Bellarmine, and I don't know. I mean, he was only there for like a day or something. But has he ever as you've gotten to know him over the years, has he ever talked about that experience or?
Yeah, he talked to me about it, but that's his story to share.
Yeah.
I think he might go off tomorrow. I just have a feeling.
Anything else?
Let's see.
Guys, when you drive or you post whatever, like, I don't want to say it's not straight, but like you zigzag and lean, and I don't want to say initiate contact, but you make it very hard to guard you just because for fear of contact or whatever. Is that something you notice or try to do, or is that something you blend it in, or it seems like it's a really good way to keep teams off balance, but you're comfortable scoring that way too?
Yeah. Well, no, that's something I definitely go for. Initiate contact early. They can't jump if you jump straight into them. That takes away their jump. So that eliminates the block shot. Plus it's easier to get to the rim like that, in my opinion. If I can just lower a little shoulder into somebody else's shoulder or chest, but without creating an offensive foul. But just enough contact for me to be slightly on balance and then to be off balance. I'm gonna win in that situation.
I don't know how many drills you can do for stuff like that, or how many moves you can repeat. Like, is that stuff you rehearse? Like, do you have 3 go-to moves, or is it just constantly trying something different, just getting comfortable being off balance?
When I work out, I try a whole lot of different things, and then I just do those different things over and over again. So everything I do, I practice. Some shots I take, it might look kind of ridiculous at times, but I feel like you're not a good shot maker unless you make ridiculous shots consistently. So I work on a lot of different things. So everything I do is definitely premeditated.
Does that help you in the post? Because a lot of post game is pivoting, trying to get guys in the air, so on and so forth.
Yeah, people think post game is about strength and height and all that. It's really just about footwork and quickness, and can you get your opponent off balance. And if you can do that, you'll be successful.
I got one more here. Hugs likes some inside scoring, and it seems like you're the guy that they're drawing up the plays for late in the game inside. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's funny. When Hugs see me first play, he seen me playing against Keedy at his place. I just came off the flu. I was like 0 for 10 from 3, but I still ended up having like 30. It was just off of like post-ups and free throws. So he coming in, he already knew what he was trying to like getting out of me, and that's when I was like 175, like 170. So adding strength, he just last year and the year before that, so when I was here, it's a little different. I feel like my strength is definitely up more now. So strength helps a little bit in the post, so you can get to your spots easier. But he already knew what he was recruiting. So now he just starting to drop a little more plays because a lot of teams used to have some smaller guards on me. So it's just like little quick hitters.
Have you always been comfortable scoring inside like that?
No, I think that started around my sophomore year in junior college. Again, like my freshman year in junior college, they was like just having regular guards on me like around my size, and then the sophomore year I played the point guard position. So they always had the point guard guarding me. So I used to just go into the post. So there's no need to just do these unnecessary dribbles where you can just make it easier on yourself.
When you're a shooter, when you come down to it, you have an all-around game, etc. But you are a guy that's known to go off and can get points. When does it hit you in a game or a day that you're going to be on? That whatever you throw up is going to go in, and what's the difference between that day and the day when you're 3 for 10 or whatever?
For me, it starts in warm-ups. When I shoot shots, I'm looking at how my shots are going in. It's not about or am I making them or not. It's how am I going in. There's some things like it's a such thing as shooters makes. Some people can make shots, but there's shooters makes that sometimes the ball just go in the rim a little differently. And it starts in warm-ups. It also starts with like how I start the game. You know, am I starting off the game with a layup, with a three? You know, I tend to start off the game trying to get to the rim first. I like to get to my mid-range first, get to the free throw line first, and that can really get my shot going.
What's the most you've ever scored in a game? Any game ever? You ever got 50 in a game?
Sadly, no. I don't think I got 50 in the game. I had 48 in a triple overtime game against Ranger Junior College.
Okay, it was Rico.
Yeah, against Coach Billy Gillespie.
Okay.
Yeah.
48. And it was a triple overtime.
Triple overtime game. I was cramping up so bad. I think I played like 50 something minutes that game.
And never got 50 in like an AAU game or anything like that?
Nah, I don't think I had 50. Cause every team I played on the AAU was like, it was so many more guys that can score just like me. So it was like no one just going off of 50, and like someone might go off of 30. But I do remember when I was in 7th grade, and I was there's an A team and B team for basketball, and I was on the B team 8th and 7th grade. And I remember for district championship, I came down and hit like 7 threes in a row, like 7 possessions, like 7 threes. So that's probably like the craziest like shooting experience I've had.
You know, you had 28 and it was a career high here, and you left points on the floor. I mean,
Yeah.
there was some free throws you missed, and
Yeah.
I mean, so you really. My point is, you haven't really had one of those games where you've been on one of those rolls where you made a whole bunch of shots, but yet you still score a lot of points.
Yeah, it's crazy. In these games, it don't even feel like I be scoring all these points. Cause I never look at the jumbotron or whatever, just see how many points I score. I just keep it going. So yeah, last game I didn't even know until they told me afterwards. It kind of felt weird.
Yeah. So you're averaging 20 a game, and you're shooting what, low 40s, which is low for you.
Yeah. That's why I was just talking about shot selection, and I gotta make the easy ones. You know, I tend to make the hard ones. Gotta make the easy ones. Gotta make them while you open. That's what's really gonna propel you into tournament play and all that. Because those teams, they make open shots.